Oyo. Oh my golly, are we ready to do things in a game I haven't went into it all for a hot minute. Oh god. This is my coffee. Is this like ASMR or is the background noise just kind of loud enough? I don't know.
How about some music?
Oh. Oh. I'm cold. Let's go left. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? It has been a hot minute since we've dipped our toe back into Tower of Fantasy. Now, doesn't mean we're gonna start to jump into Tower of Fantasy because there's so much to play and so many fun things to play. Also, by the way, quick side thing. I'm doing so much stuff right now. Don't want to get into it. No one really probably cares but me because it's just the things I'm currently learning. But there was a moment there where I was like, maybe sometimes VR doesn't look as cool as it could. And things like that. And then this morning, I edited a video I recorded like 2 weeks ago. I was a mod for a Bone Lab, and I was like, oh, no. This looks as cool, if not cooler than I think it does. So, but again, it's only some games. It's a shame. I looked at some of our Skyrim streams in the past couple days. I need to tweak in the FOV, but that's a huge thing. Also, it just has so much going on screen that it like gets cluttered. Like it all looks kind of like gritty almost. But anyways, I started editing a video today and I was like, oh, that video is actually pretty good. I'm pretty hyped when that comes out. And again, it was like a simple format to just find 2 or 3 mods, showcase them the best of your ability, and then just be like, I'm out, and etc. And knowing what I know about like CTR and stuff like that, mods are just like a bastion for like very peculiar scenarios of characters. Like for instance, it was our previous thumbnail was basically us chokeholding Five Nights at Freddy's guy, pointing a laser hand cannon at his head, which just leaves people being like, "What? Excuse what?" and yeah, it's fun. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Tower of Fantasy. I have not played this game in a hot minute. I even got the thing that's like, "Hey, by the way, asshole, you have not played or logged in for too long, so you have these weird buffs." But for those guys who did not see it, we basically got access to Fenrir. This is a character that is pretty cool looking, although I will say she's like a DJ, but yet they gave her like werewolf powers, and I don't know if she really embodies that. She has these 2 Chinese sausage dogs, you know what I'm saying? Them. Which look awesome, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for cute anime girl, but I also want like big, powerful, anime waifu werewolf. Gotta fucking go to. Well, there's a VTuber that if Fluff is here, he would know who I'm talking about. Who is like the antithesis of like some sort of weird furry, not weird, sorry, furry hybrid thing of like a jacked, a fucking werewolf person. I don't know, but I seen her in passing. She looked fun and happy, but. Where do I go? How do we play video games again? We've just been playing VR. Claim my purple dust. Okay. What are these? Dear log in 16 days and you'll get coins, I guess. And we can pick from one wish, generous, or currency. Oh boy, I forgot about this. Forgot about the boosters that I've been missing. I'm so behind, probably. I do have 84,000 or 84 login bonuses, though. Also, what's good, Lone? I did see a pop-in first saying hello. What's good, Lone? What's good, King? How are you, King? How are you, Lone? But I do want to jump in and see who this werewolf person is. Okay, good. I was about to say, is she here or am I insane? But no, she's available, ready to be wished. Max did say that she has arrived, so I do not feel awful about it. But oh man, anyways, sorry, I just noticed that we're like so many things I missed. Like just the free wishes, I still have not logged in. It's a fucking mobile game. You can log in your phone and be good. So I don't know. Also, this is just a side thing. Big sad. Almost any VR stream seems like it is just nixed in terms of monetization, which is shit. Real not great. Don't know why. Even in Skyrim, where you're not like stabbing somebody through the head or something. Like I get Bone Lab when you're fighting human beings, where it's like, oh, this is like a person's bleeding out of their face hole. Ugh. But when you're fighting like enemies and you're blasting them with like fire magic, it's just like, what? What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. We have this. Also, by the way, the reason why we're not playing Skyrim right now is not because I didn't love how those videos were coming out. It's just because I thought we could use a VR break. I've been having this pressure on my nose. I think it's because I'm holding my headset on my schnoz. So, yeah, we're taking a little break. Also, 10 wish pulls things. Also, I'm still sitting on a bank vault of currency. That's cool. We have 8,000 wishes. Not 20-some thousand like we had, because your boy's been slacking. We talked about it, unfortunately. I think we can go... No, that's our story. No. I want to test... God damn you. I want to test Fenrir. And how I do that is obvious. We click... Trial. There we go. Also, this is the cute character that... Oh, shit. Oh, right, she was the whip character. We have a lot of things to do. Surprisingly, this is why this game was always nice as my like bastion. Even if it was kind of getting a little stale, there was always something for us to do. Even if it was just the ungodly long story, which I still have not chipped away at or know what even's happening. But let's start with Fenrir because that's a title. She looks very cute. Her alternative look, I think, is this, but her normal look is this one. But let's try her out. See how it goes. Don't know why I'm speaking like this. Explore training. No, I want to fight. Start training. Let's rock. But how's your day going, Lone? What was the best thing about your day today? What did you achieve? King says, what game is this? Oh, King, you've never seen this game before? It's a kind of think of like Genshin, except better. And more generous. I'm kidding, kind of, not, it's a little bit. It's better and worse than Genshin, but it basically, to me, has been way more generous. It's a Genshin, but way more MMO-like, sorry, not MOBA, MMO-like. And, how do I phrase this properly? It's way more MMO-like, and it's also, it kind of just, like, Giga punched Genshin in the face and people in the face who were saying that, like, oh, you know, the reason why, you know, Genshin can't make permanent content or, you know, do this or that is because it's a mobile game and, you know, mobile games run out of space. And then Tower Fantasy's here saying, no, we've added a fuck ton to it and it's fine. And god damn it, Genshin. Anyways, but yeah, it's a fun game. I will say the swapping in between weapon loadouts is not as fun as Genshin's like characters that are just like deployed. You know. Ow! At my throat. Also, still very excited for Withering Waves. We might try that out when it comes out. We'll see. Also, this stupid fucking thing. That stupid little circle thing is gonna kill me because I want to hit O. Anyways, do we have it equipped? We do. Okay. So, also, this is just a side thing. This giant duration thing here, let's just reset the battle. Let's just reset it. Let's reset it. Battle, why isn't it doing it? Why aren't you resetting? Why aren't you resetting? I don't know. Regardless, this is the weapon. It's like a little halo with two little tiny little android bots. Look like Destiny ghosts, frankly. But this is the attack pattern. It's pretty wicked. It's music based, but it's also just these giant AoE hits. Apparently, in order for her to become really, really good, you need to get C1 because that's where all of her damage comes from. But otherwise, people are saying that she's one of those characters that has a special attribute in her kit that makes her good for multiple play styles, even if you don't have an electro comp. Which is basically if you have multiple electro characters on your team, you get a resonance buff doing more damage with that element, things like that. But what is this? Her special talent. Okay, we put down this giant beat area, and now we have another slashy ability. All right. As you may understand, I don't know much of anything, but you know, we're gonna do one of these. Let us pause and note we can. How do we? I hit reset the battle, and the game's like, did you? Did you though? Because I think you didn't, and I don't know how to get it to stop. Could I just run away? Like, I mean, jump off the world space and it be okay, or is this a fake wall? No, it's good. There we go. Now we just stay away from them. Maybe. So now we do this and we jump off. Does that reset it technically? Those guys are reset, let me tell you. But everyone else isn't. Well, we'll just get lit up, I think. It's fine. Let's just go to weapons. I just want to see what the kit is. So this is the weapon. Let's jump into... is that it? No. Where is it? Skills. There we go. Okay. So... decent multipliers, cool. A lot of attack string, giant combo. She also has like various. She's like a basher, basically, like a comboer. So you can like attack, hold charge, snap, mash an enemy to the ground, then start lighting them up, and then put them back up in the air, and then hit them a couple more times, stuff like that. Kind of like a combo E character. Yeah, various hold effects, dog bite or wolf bite. Sorry, hunt things. Also, I haven't looked at what you guys say. It's Tower of Fantasy. Oh, I see. You just probably missed it. Okay. I thought you were trying to do a play on words. Damn. Why is that? Yeah, I think it's just because VR is, it's like excessively. It feels like it's a lot, and it is. Oh man, we had a person who I appreciate a great deal, who's that brutality person. He's like his whole concept for his channel, which is awesome. It's awesome. It's a little bit too much. I didn't experience the last part till recently, but his whole thing is just like, I think maybe even you showed me, or maybe it was Bolty, but his whole thing is just, let me show you like the most absolute violent kind of, not violent, that's the wrong way to put it, brutal. Let me show you this brutal aspect of VR, like just like you going into a room and just fucking obliterating people and like flipping them upside down, shooting them in the back of the head, John Wick style, stuff like that. Anyways, but he showed, there's like a VR game that's like known in the community that's supposed to be like the most freakishly, sadistically realistic, like it's kind of gross. Like if you shoot someone in the head with a shotgun, you literally see like what is almost identical to what would happen if you blew a hole through a person's head. It's like super realistic. It's yeah. I always thought, you know, what do people talk about? Like, you know, an FPS shooter is no different than, you know, an action blockbuster movie, right? Like it's not gonna mess with your brain any more than anything else. But that one looked a little weird. That one made me like, I don't want to watch this. Like it was too violent for me, which I never had that experience before. I guess it's not true. If you watch some sort of horrible, if you've been on the internet long enough, you'll see some stuff that's like, that's disgusting. That's too much, you know? But yeah, that was weirdly my line. I found it. It's this one game that's like known to be like one of the more realistic ones, like Bone Lab, except more realistic in a horrible way. Anyways, like graphic wounds. Ugh. What's good, Ray Name, aka Max? Hey, we playing some Tower Fantasy virtual. Yeah, just to kind of get just something to do in the back. It's probably our where Warframe used to be our like get our finger on the pulse, kind of rev up again. This is kind of looking like that game, but she has the long combo like we were talking about. Thick and fast. All right. Trailing note. Verberation. Okay. All right. We have control, dodge, all that stuff. Attack clause deals that to damage. Plus 10 to surrounding damage, targets knocked down. Neat. Skill. This is the one I don't know what happens. The skill is called Superstar. Okay. Summon a consistence that separates from the target. A consciousness separates from the target, dealing damage equal to that amount of damage, plus 7 of a hit. Yeah, I think in the thing we have constellation, we have max constellation, so that's unfair. That's a real, yeah. But anyways, her first constellation, what people say you need in order for her to be like, otherwise just probably don't get her kind of thing. Not that she's bad, it's just that I feel like it just brings everything out, I guess. Where's the constellations? I'm blind. Do they not say the number of them when they're... Yeah, I think this is it. When activating the Sifu Star, summon a consciousness to go down. Where the fuck is the thing that shows you the the constellations? Is this it? I think so. I think this must be it. Yeah, dealing damage up to 72% of the attack each hit. Restores. Yeah, okay. So yeah, this is a constellation. It restores her HP, so she basically health steals on hit, and she also has like this. I think it's like a werewolf above her. I think. But let's be honest. You know, filthy free-to-plays that we are, or adjacent, or not at all. Yeah, it's probably not gonna be for us. But what's her alt or discharge? I mean, it's kind of neat. Her hold charge. Let's try to string together some combos, put people in the air. I will say, I wish I put on the. I wish I could see the character skin. Because I'm wearing one character. The game's like, excuse me, that's your now permanent character. I guess I could take it off if I do this. I do this. Now put on this. And now we're going to use our skill. Ow. Yeah, so you guys can see I'm healing for like 2 points. I think it only heals you for what you have. Slash, 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 slash. It's cool. I don't know. I remember we played the one ice character one time and I was like, God damn. This feels amazing. Simulacrum. Uh-oh. Can I not use it? Oh, I guess I have to leave. I guess I have to leave first. And then we'll be able to activate it, maybe. King says, how you guys doing? How's my day going? My day's been pretty good. I got up to some VR editing, and because I've been doing so much like CTR stuff and like just, I gotta find a better way to just like make it so that people can kind of get what happened with me. I've been studying. We'll say that. I've been just studying a lot lately about the various things that would help me learn. Okay, I've been doing that a lot. So I haven't. Yeah, and also part of me was wondering, like, did I overestimate the like cool factor that I see in VR and the potential I see in VR? Kind of was always a thought I had, and I checked out our Skyrim VR stream previously, King. And I seen that sometimes I think it's just my stream setup that like I don't know how to. It's either I don't have enough internet or my PC just can't handle like running a game and also streaming at decent quality. But there's like this fizzy interruption that sometimes happens, like this graininess, and people say it's bitrate and all that stuff. I don't know. Regardless, it's happening. And anyways, but what do you call it? The thing that I wanted to talk about was I looked at some of the VR footage from the Skyrim playthrough that we were doing from yesterday, and sometimes it looks like there's so much detail and stuff that it almost looks grainy, if that makes any sense, like pixely or like dirty. It's hard to describe, like muddy, that kind of feeling. But then the other times where like when I stop moving so much, it just gets beautiful, like clear, and it syncs up like that looks pretty, kind of thing. Oftentimes it's the closer things, because I think the FOV is so big that it makes everything look so small, but it's kind of hard because you're trying to show people more of the game without it also like making everything look gross. Anyways, I started to doubt like if VR maybe it looks as cool as I think it does, or it can be made as awesome as I think it can be made. And I'm happy to report that this morning, my whole day today was editing this video for Mind Palace of Madness, which I just recorded 2 weeks ago and just never got around to editing because of all the studying and stuff that's happening. I finally edited it, and oh my god, man, VR looks awesome, especially Bone Lab. For whatever reason, I've dialed in the perfect like lens in which Bone Lab, from a POV perspective, can look awesome. But yeah, it's a hit or miss thing kind of sometimes. There's my disgusting character. Where are we doing? We're gonna go to this again. I just want to see what the character looked like in practice when she was throwing down Fenrir, weapons, trial. Start trial. Hopefully she shows up. I hope that's what that means. That's what's holding me back. No, it's not. That's weird. They're like, you can play with her weapon, but you can't look at her. That's fucked up. Anyways. I mean, the combat style is awesome. This is very cool. I don't know. I remember we played with another character recently, and it was just I think also melee weapons in this game just seem kind of fucky sometimes. Like there's so many, you're fighting so many enemies from so many different angles that it just feels like you'll always get stagger locked. And you're kind of like, well, that was fun in theory, but but let's see what the other person is. The one with the whip. The whip might be more my speed. We'll see. But she's fun. She's great. I don't mean to say that she's not good. Lone says, you did achieve much, you didn't achieve much. Had to work today. I do plan, that's achieving some, on doing some drawing tonight and watch anime. That's plenty though. Achieving is just like, again, it's usually a lens in which you can look at what you're doing, which helps you put things into perspective. So if like, oh, I recovered today, I watched anime, I decompressed so that I could build back up dopamine so that I could do some things that are harder tomorrow, because that's how that works. You know, or it could be like, oh no, I achieved, I went to work today, I tried to make the most of it. That's a hell of an achievement as well. You know, achievement is not meant to be like some sort of grandish thing, like improving your skill or making a dent in your dream or acquiring skills that would lead you to your dream. It's nothing that intense to me. It's just something that you did today that you can kind of put through a perspective in which you can then take into tomorrow. Like if you rested today, then that makes you understand that, okay, well, now I'm queued up to do a lot tomorrow because I've repaired all my dopamine centers. Unless you were like doing something that was still mentally taxing or, yeah. Anyway. You might not be able to download it on my phone, but we can keep adding things to it. To what? To what things? What do you mean? What do you mean? Rainit says, hey, are we playing Tower Fantasy? Yes, also hi. Isn't brutality a symptom of violence? Yes. Yeah. Rainit says, apparently her dodge attack is a bunch of damage for Fender. Oh, okay. Dang, I wish I would have read that before we backed out. What is also that? Oh, it's my, like, you've went away for a long time. What happens if I say get help? Probably just like it'll tutorial me. Let's go back to the other one. I wish we could play her with her kit, because she looks pretty wicked. I like the characters that aren't so busy. Like she just has like a nice, awesome kind of like cohesive look, like white with some gray with some light purple. Looks nice, you know. Whereas Fenrir is just like red, white. Orange eyes, purple, attacked constantly. It's like, ooh, it's not bad, it's just a lot. But let's see who she is. She looks pretty interesting. Looks like a goth jester type thing. I have no idea about her. I'm hoping Max will tell us, give us a rundown on what she's all about. But man, they've been really making it rain with electro characters. If you got electro characters, you sitting pretty. I will say though, I am annoyed that I cannot see them in practice. I don't know why it will not let me simulacrum them people, but yeah, it will not. Oh, that's cool. You guys see that? There's like this thing right here at the bottom of my, yeah, whatever that is. It's like a whip. Does it like build up a charge over time? Whap, 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 whap. Oh, because that's the full combo. Pretty fast. It also looks like it's a slightly range, which is kind of huge. Although I think Fenrir's also is. But it's kind of annoying when they're like, you have a ranged ability, but you constantly move forward like a lot every single time you use it. So you're always gonna have to be doing this. Dodge is on cooldown. Trying to get back. Trying to get back. I can always dodge forward if I want to get even closer, you know what I mean? Anyway. But we also have this ability. Insufficient warm-up. Oh, that's cool. So you have to build up something in order to activate her ability in general. Well, let's look at what this is. All right, let's get a little rundown by this. It's old news for some of you, but not for your boy. Okay. Mobius. All right, close to Morbius. Ugh. Anyways. Lone says, also Grin, question. When are we gonna get back to the road to Eagle rank in Deathverse? I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, I hope no one was into that journey. What do you mean? Oh, we're gonna get back to it. Yeah, we're gonna get back to it. Don't get me wrong, Alone. It's just I went through a period where like it sounds kind of weird, but like when you try to hold everything, you end up not progressing in anything. You know what I mean? So I kind of came to the conclusion a couple of weeks back where I was like, oh, I need to do one thing at a time, because that's when I'm like kind of, don't mean to overhype myself, but I'm pretty superhuman when like if I just study one thing at a time, I can make stupid ground in that. Like I can become fucking crazy good at like that like I did a week of CTR training, and holy shit did I go from okay, and I'm still improving. You're not gonna see anything crazy, But I was able to make a thumbnail that I could like mathematically make sense of why people would find it interesting, and also add more to it. Like on our Mind Palace and Manage channel, we were having like no views, and then we had 200 out of nowhere. From a channel that has like, it's already signaled to YouTube that it's like, I don't know, no one seems to be watching, and yeah, that was pretty cool. But anyways, the point is that I do plan on getting back to that. But right now, if you guys wanted just a kind of a weird look into what I'm currently doing, I'm just planning basically. I'm planning my future. I'm planning out the skills I'll need to attain my dream. Essentially, kind of sounds corny, but it is what it is. And then I'm creating a shit ton of work that I need to do to gain the skill set that would do that. It's kind of that thing I was talking about like envision where you want to be and then take steps backwards and determine how you'll get those things that will determine how you would attain your goal. So if I wanted to be good at creating content, I'll need to know how to edit. Okay, we'll break that down even further. Okay, I'll need to know pacing. I'll need to know how to speak with more charisma. I'll need to know how to do storytelling. I'll need to know how to apply different edits. I'll need to know how to do a re-engagement strategy. So then you're like, okay, so now I have a mass basis of skills that I need to acquire. So then you say, okay, let's create work to then garner those skills. Then you're like, okay, I'll take another step back and I'll say, okay, for 1 month straight, I'm going to go aggregate all of a bunch of editing videos, a bunch of editing articles, a bunch of engagement studies. I want to put into a giant folder on my computer, and then I'm going to go for like 10 minutes every day, or maybe it's 20 minutes, or maybe 30 minutes, or depending on how furious you want to succeed and how quick and you want to gain these skills. You would go every day and try to learn something from that thing and then apply it, etc. However you learn, you would go through that process. So that's what I'm currently doing, is laying out like a shit ton of work so that I know what to do and when to do it. So if I ever think, oh man, things aren't working out as great as they could be, I know that there's a skill that I could attain. I know that there's work to be done. Because one of the things I don't do well with is aimlessness. I hate not knowing what I could do that I should be doing that would be helping me. This feeling of kind of being like meandering around aimlessness. I hate that. It's like one of the feelings that I'd rather be depressed, honestly. I hate the feeling. But anyways, but yeah, so right now I'm trying to map out all that stuff and I'm trying to aggregate those skills, but I want to apply them. So I look at the future and I think, okay, what's a really good ignition point? So that ignition point to me, I see Dead Island and I think, holy shit, Dead Island 2 looks like a really good ignition point, like a fire that we could start to get the ball rolling. Whether that's on this channel or whatever, probably would be on this channel. So I'm like, okay, that's really cool, but I still have the ambition to go back and do the Deathverse video, the Deathverse series. I do think I probably would handle it in a better way. I think I would try to make the best video with the best moments condensed, I guess. So yeah, it'd be like about how it probably wouldn't be like 30 videos, it'd be 10 at the max, maybe 6. Maybe like, again, if there's however many ranks there'd be like 1 video per tick, or maybe squeeze that into 2, something like that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, essentially. That's the goal. But I haven't left that idea behind. And I know people might be like, I'm kind of also at the point where like I know what I need to do, so I'm going to do it. And I know by doing that I might disappoint people. That's just the nature of having to say like, oh, I'm not good enough yet. I'm not good enough to make something good enough, you know? So I need to become that. I need to learn that. I need to progress in that. And I think it's like, if you approach something in that way, I think you're like, oh, well, of course people are disappointed or people let down because I haven't done X, Y, or Z quick enough. But it's also kind of freeing because you're like, well, yeah, I don't have the means to do what I need to do. So I need to get those so that I don't find myself in this position of kind of being like, you know? So then I kind of, you be at peace with the fact that you're going to let people down because you're like, well, what can I do? It's like when you're holding something on your arms and your arms are dead and you're tired and you still have to go like another 5 days to hold this thing. You're like, it's going to fall even if I try my hardest, it's still gonna fall. My arm's eventually just gonna go away and it's gonna be bad. So why don't I let go now, save my strength, and focus on not doing permanent damage to myself? You know what I mean? Of course, that could be mental, whatever example you want to use at this point. But point is, long story, Not short at all. We'll get to it eventually. We'll get to it eventually, but that's the truest answer I could give you. Also, I'm super manic. All right. Also, my chat has broken again. Goddamn you, YouTube. Fix your broken, dumb shit. How can this be more accurate than that? God damn you, YouTube. Anyways, for that whole ramble, what did you guys think? Lone said, or the Die Journey. Rainmaid says, Elise is super fun. IMO. Who's Elise? Is Elise the Alice? Is Alice the one that's the skater? Jealous. If only I had a freeze comp, but I don't. I have a fire comp, and we haven't seen a fire person in a millennia. And if we had, they're like a support, and I'm like, nah. I had no idea how Umi works. I don't really care for physical characters. Oh, she's a physical. Weird. That doesn't make a lick of sense, because she looks very electro, but okay, huh. Try not to get overwhelmed with everything though, Grin, in regards to content related stuff. Yeah, no, that's the nice part about it all. Like when you're only doing one thing, it's kind of hard to get overwhelmed with that one thing. You know, that's why I do best with that, because then I can just overwhelm myself with the possibilities of what I could do, and then your brain starts like firing on all cylinders. But when you're kind of like half and half and everything, yeah, that's why I'm so grateful for the Skyrim series. And I was also frustrated that it wasn't working so well until it finally kind of started to. That I have like that. And also, we have Tower Fantasy as well. Like, we need a game to just kind of vibe and hang out with that doesn't always have to be the next big thing, the next, like, actual stream. Like, what I mean by stream is, like, I see content creators who stream, and they're like, they almost make an event out of the stream. Well, that's great when you already have an established, like, brand or whatever it is, but that's a little much, you know what I mean? Especially for little old me. Lone says, I like the vision. Good, thanks, Lone. Well, I just wanted to know. Yeah, no. Again, I thought it'd be something that you'd be thinking about, because I could see it. I could tell probably. It'd be like, well, you were going hardcore for those for a minute. And I was like, yeah, but even just something small like that, like a quick voiceover and quickly chopping together some videos. Again, I just don't do good with a bunch of tiny things. I go hard into one thing. Control is her first attack combo. She's a bunch of whips. Don't look like the damage is crazy, but she has increased shatter. I'm not sure if that's just on her last one or if it's all of her hits. Neat. Air combo. Jump in the air and hit. Got it. Hold, I imagine, puts an enemy into the air. We'll find out. Stage rotation. All right. Plum from the strike deals damage. Close-up magic. We have a hold attack. Got it. What are her dodge? Nothing looks crazy here. Skills. The magic time. The damage / support skill. Alright. Dealing damage with any weapon in the main slot will accrue a warm-up point. Cooldown is 0.1 seconds. Physical weapons accrue 1 point with each hit. Okay, so she's kind of doing that. A non-physical weapon, half. Alright. A number of warm-up you have are displayed in the magic gauge, 100 points when you... warm-up skill. I like the idea that you're building up stacks all the way up to 950. I mean, I know that seems like a lot, but from the character we just seen, she had like 700 or 400. So it's not as crazy for you to have to go to the whole ass distance. Unless your character's hitting like a cannon. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe this one's more my speed. I do like the idea that we build up a gauge, just so rarely do the games actually like balance for it. Like if I'm having to wait and like build up a shit ton of damage, then it should be ravenous when I finally let go, you know? Melee. Her shatter is not really a thing. This doesn't seem that good. How many... I mean, I find I'm not getting hit at all, so she's able to keep like crazy good distance clear, which is pretty good. Oh, she also can pull enemies in. Okay. Whatever the fuck just happened, okay. Oh, I'm switching between, like, cards. Oh, she's complicated. We did a good bit of damage there, though. I think we did more damage than we had with, what's her name? So that's just surprising. Do some of that real quick, just a little bit of that. Yeah. They're dying way quicker than when we were using Fenrir, so that's kind of peak. Oh, and we like dance around. That's cute. I also think she has good distance clear, but also she's a physical, so I just don't think she can scale. It tends to be how it is. Oh, I see. Also, I see the bar growing. I think if we did this whole chart, yeah, that happened good. I just want to build up all the stacks, and you're refusing to do it. Whip, whip, whip. And there we go. Pop, 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 pop. And then we have cards. And we're spending those cards every couple hits, maybe? I don't know. So now we're on the healing card. Got it. Got it. So you build up cards, and then you just pop off. Kind of neat. I am still confused. But I will say, she seems like she's killing them the fastest, but I think it's just, again, it's not that, like, physical is probably good on a base, because physical, literally physical hitting, but I don't think it can be scaled. It's like everyone's criticism is like, oh, you need 3 characters in order to get like bazillions of damage, so that's what the end game is determined by, especially when like the bosses have so much health, so it's like you kind of need to have like 4 things sequencing. But anyways, I actually wouldn't mind that character. If you had a physical build, that's intricate. I like that a lot more than Fenrir's actually, which is hilarious. But just the idea that like you're whipping or you're hitting, you're building up cards and you're expending that charge, and then you're swapping the cards and then you'll get base effects from that, whether that's healing or just more like shrapnel hits. I like that a lot. That was a fun looking character. Anywho, also, why is it so quiet? I feel like Tower Fantasy not making any sound. Where are you, Tower Fantasy? I can't see you. I can't see you. There we go. Name not available. That doesn't seem right. There we go. All right. Well, oh, cute cat person. Anyways, I imagine we have things that we could do, should do, and will do in terms of events, which we will do in a minute. God, Tower Fantasy was so good at that. I just like click, 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 click. Ooh. Yeah, baby. I guess we'll go here and just trickle down. Oh no. Right. Yeah, she's the Shachter. Oh, the skater. Sorry, I don't know why my brain just taking away letters. Lone says plus Deathverse had an update today. Oh shit. Lone, are you? I don't know, man. How do you feel now that like I think the pending reset is coming? If I were you, or was like really into Deathverse, I think from a player who is enjoying the experience, I would just want to know when it's coming back. Like I'd be like, okay, I don't really mind if it's like turning off to be reforged. That's fine. But sure as hell would like to know when it's gonna be back. Is it like 2 years? Because that's kind of a lot. That's like I feel like it's like I'm in mourning if you did like it a lot, you know? Also, I still have this stupid ostrich from like the first event. They haven't offered, I think, well, maybe they have, I don't know. I thought they maybe haven't offered that many vehicles, but you know. Lone says, but I shall keep providing gameplay for all the new weapons and mechanics, etc. Yeah, no, I would love that. Again, I don't try to, I don't want to be, what do you call it? Bite a gift horse in the mouth. Mouth? Head? Face? Whatever it is. I don't want to be like, hey, I don't appreciate that, and I will eventually use it, but it's just kind of like, just wait. Rainy says, okay, that is pretty cool. Yeah. I went around, I turned around with her. She seemed like she was popping off. And the fact that she's building up charges and like rattling off different effects based on her ability. Like I like that an ability isn't just press it, deal damage, or get an effect and then leave. It's like, no, you can switch. Like it will detonate constantly, basically. And you can switch that detonation based on the pretext. It's just cool that she's like kind of like a poker player kind of thing. How the hell are we getting up there? We do have a grapple hook and all that, but still. Oh, this is so cool. There are only 3 physical weapons in the entire game, including hers. Rough. Also, she's like a support class. Now I think about it, yeah. She seems like she's pretty fire, honestly. The fact that she's a support class on top of everything else is pretty crazy. Is it this? Uh-oh. That maybe? I say, will this will work? I don't think this will work for this. Yeah, it's too deep of a cut. Maybe that. Bangarang, and how do we get higher up? Maybe with one of these. No, it's gold. What is good, Faceless? Faceless says, I am upset with Daya. They did her dirty in Genshin in terms of like the power spike, because yeah, people were saying that she wasn't quite juiced. Which, oh, okay, ow. I get, you know, again, when you, at this point, it would be nice. It'd be nice if you could get a character that's pretty juiced, you know. Again, I don't think, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I was the singular person, man. When Genshin was like, we can't have another Ganyu, and people said shit like that, where I was just like, what do you mean? Also, fuck you, because you have Ganyu. So of course you're like, oh, this is stupid. Yeah, idiot. I hated it so much. I remember that at that point where I'm like, no man, it's good to have a character that is like like that is just an objectively good get at some point. And then again they added what's his name? What is that guy? Kazuha, sorry. They added Kazuha, and that was basically that generation's of that. But I don't think they've added another character that's that spicy in a while. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm talking like objective. Like, so Raiden Shogun is great. Like, there are great characters. They're usually like gods, but still, you kind of feel like there's something innately missing in sometimes. How do we get all the way up? All right, we're at the top of this place. Eliminate. Oh, is that what the thing was? Eliminate this not unique person at all. Ugh. Rock'em sock'em go. I want Daya so bad. I know, but Lone wants every waifu so bad. Lone, have you kept up with that crazy ambition you once had? It sounded like a hella diss. What I mean is, you used to be like, I'm gonna get every waifu in Genshin, and I was like, Lone, this game is gonna go on for years. This is a lot. Did you adhere to that or nah? Ooh. I hope for your wallet's sake you did not. But you know, no judgment. But also, no, it's this thing. No, it's not. It's the tool thing. This track. Sand otters we need to kill, because we're a freak and a monster. Oh, stupid. M. I'm hitting M. The game's like, did you? Did you though? I might not have actually, to be fair. I'm being petty. Oh, I'm chilled. Ray says, give me a min. I'm gonna get some snacks. I got popcorn still here. It's been sitting there for a while. Don't get me wrong though. It is in what could be considered a seal. It's 2 bags of popping off. Again, what do you call it? People at our popcorn place, the movies, whatever they're called. Yeah. They always double bag it basically so that it doesn't spill everywhere. It still remains fresh. Good people. Rednit says, can I join you? Yeah, if you want, go ahead, jump in, Raid. Send me I guess I have to do it, don't I? I guess I'll send you a thing. we're just waltzing around. Eventually, we'll probably do the event thing. Add team invite, bang. What kind of snacks you got, Raidnade? Bolty says, yo, what's good, Bolty? Bolty, what you playing outside of, what was it? It was like, I thought you were playing a lot. You were playing that weird Dark Souls Japanese type game. You were playing League. And you were playing Dead by Daylight. Or was it League? Whatever. Some sort of like adjacent popular F-esque game. But yes, how has that been, my man? Hopefully, it's been fine. Also, ladies and gentlemen, my God. Have you seen the presidents playing video games, like meme bullshittery with voice changers stuff? It is... I don't know how to describe it besides I am just woefully impressed, not with the tech, but with how the person perfectly nails what it is to be in like a Call of Duty lobby / Discord lobby with friends as you're shitting on each other and just the whole mess of it. And by God, by God, I'm just constantly impressed by the fact that like this is so, you've nailed it. You've nailed like the harassment and love and like it's, what is it called? It's like that meme where it's like all of you can go to hell. I'll see you tomorrow, basically. And it's just like, yeah, that is what we do here, unfortunately. Oh my God, the AI President's gaming memes are fucking, dude, hilarious. So good. They're so good. She looks so cool. She just punching, doing damage. Yeah. Flight Faithless says power and tank. If you take her in multi domains, you take all the damage. Good thing her weapon is the best claymore. The staff is the staff of Homa. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. So the claymore is basically the staff of Homa. Golly, sounds good to me. But I guess there's some just things that don't really sequence perfectly. Maybe. A lone Aqua sword is it has a bias for abyss for buff. Lone says, I mean GRINN, although I would like to have every waifu in Genshin, I don't see myself spending like I once did. That's a good point. Also, good man. Would you ever get to a point where you would fully send like the heyday of Genshin in a game that basically added challenge and added permanent content over time? So say Withering Waves, which by the way looks like kind of what I think we would like more. It kind of looks like more of a hardcore, last minute dodging, still basically Genshin, but like in a more gritty kind of fuck off world. Same thing, you can swap between characters, things like that. If they made permanent content and what do you call it? Made difficult content, which seems like their angle is to make content that's actually like, oh, this is hard enough to where you'd want to grind and get this character. Would you consider going whole hog into a game again, or are you hurt and will not be hurt again? No. Let me know. What next? We did our bounties. What is good, Nub? Nub says, also, GRINN, you need to play the finals. What is that? Final what? Final Fantasy? What is it? What do you mean? Are you an enemy? No, he's not hostile. Okay. Lo says, nah, Faceless, the sword is just Gene's only sword. Bolty says, and only I played Ready or Not. Oh, you're playing Ready or Not, the like SWAT game? Okay. Am I thinking that right? Maybe. Ready says, oh my God, the Empress is hilarious. Faceless says, it's good for his skill burst. It gives them more second. The Skyward Sword loan. Okay. Get your thing. Nub says, I binged so many of them, I kind of got bored of... Oh, you mean like the president meme? Yeah, well, you can't overdose on this. But yeah, I get it. That's the case with every meme, you know what I mean? I can't think of a meme that I still think is like peak. And if it is, it's like I haven't heard it a lot. Like I still think calling a dude king out of nowhere for some meaningless shit is so funny to me and just makes me feel happy. I don't know what it is. I think it's so funny. Queen doesn't quite ring the same way. I don't know why. It comes across as simpy, but anyways. Oh. Bodhi says, and I started watching Stranger Things and Dragon Ball DBD? What's that? But yeah, what do you call it? Stranger Things is on the list of things to watch. One of the few on the list that is a TV show legitimately. But let's see. Return missions. Apparently, I've done them. There's a lot. I see. Yeah, this game is great about like doing like, hey, there's so many things for you to do now. Don't hold back. Also, Max, is there anything a quest for us to do or like event? I mean, or did I log in at not the time to do an event? Because that's kind of ain't if that's the case. Well, this is weeklies. I guess we still have a lot. We have resin to burn. Do you want to go do joint operations, Max? Or nah? Not into it. Or it could be an event. I don't know. Bodhi says, and I said, Faces says, I would, but most games lately drop off. Yeah, it's true. Get got their claws on people in the pandemic, and they haven't let them go since. Lone says, I mean, Counterside and Nikita have been busy, keeping me busy. I have not spent nearly as much into those games, but I have waifus for days. yeah. So again, you realize how horrible the thing was. Drops. Nub says, objective squad-based game. I go with full explosive loadout and blow walls and ceilings. It's called Finals? You need to play Finals. It's a squad, an objective squad-based game. It's called Finals. Is that what it's called? Lone says, and nah, Grin, I don't think I'll ever go that hard into gacha games again. You may, maybe I drop a few bucks every now and again, but I won't be dropping hundreds of dollars. Yeah, man. Yeah. You never were a max consolation kind of get, right? It was just like, no, but I got there. I got to a point where it was a lot of money. Because it was a little bit of everything that got around. Also, speaking of Genshin, I finally built Bennett. Nice. Did you get a C6? Because you're sick? Sorry, don't mean to attack you, but you know, feel like it would come with the territory of you dabbling in Bennett. Napote says, because of Dead by Day. Oh, you got into Stranger Things because of the collaboration that they did with Dead by Day. Got it. Gorgon Killer. Got it. Faces says, lately been watching The Last of Us show. I hear great things. And it's done the game justice. Also, Pedro does a good job. Yeah, Pedro Pascal, people just love, and it's rightfully so. I think he's just wonderful. Seems like a good guy. But, yeah, what do you call it? I haven't watched the. Apparently, people are saying that the third episode of The Last of Us, I think it's the third episode, is like by far the most emotional-esque season or episode in a show. Which I thought, and this is from people who typically don't like. What's the word? People like talking at you about what you should feel and believe and think of the world, etc. It's kind of like those people tend to be like, leave me alone, and they enjoy it a lot. Right? It says, sure, whatever's fine. Sure, let's rock then. I guess we'll go with what number should we do, Raid? Should we do 6, 8, or 2? I imagine at this point you've been cutting some hella good damage out, but you were doing that beforehand. I don't know if we can handle 8 though. That's a little bit spicy. Especially as a person who's still like, it's not good. It's not good. I still haven't got most of my artifacts that are good, you know. Oh, I haven't even cashed in my house's like rewards. Ugh. This is a problem when you ever get back into these games. You're like, oh, I missed out on so much, but it's like, no, you didn't. You didn't, dude. Don't get locked in like that again. Lone says, I still think he just alright. Like, I would still rather use Kokomi, Sarah, Jean. Well, yeah, Kokomi I get because you built her like a tank. I don't know if you built Bennett. Well, Bennett was the best because you didn't need to overbuild him. I think that's the problem. If you hella build Kokomi, yes. Sarah doesn't make any sense. That's nuts. That's a horrible take. Unless you have Shogun, which you do. Jean, you have the 7 or 6 at this point, or 12 at this point. So yeah, but Bennett was good on like 2 constellations basically. That's what made Bennett like cracked. Also, I bet it's still cracked. Yeah. But if you have heavily built other characters, then yes, they're like end ceiling kind of is better. Kokomi's the only one that I think really deserves like, no, she's cracked if you can just fully send her. And if you had like mental knowledge about like, I will get her because I can somehow see the future and know that they're going to drop a fire ass set that's going to make her good. Anyway. I don't know what you want to do. I guess I haven't done joint operations in ages. Let's do 7, just to kind of get close, but not burn up like Icarus, all right? The Finals is what it's called? What is this game Nub is trying to get me to play? He must be having such a fun time with it because he knows I don't play most games. Oh, I did not expect it to look like this at all. It looks kind of like a weird Siege, like a way more like saturated, also like simpler, kind of like a mixture of Valorant and Siege. I'm sure that's not a good like representation of it at all, but you know, cool. We'll look at a video on that after we're done doing this real quick. I didn't re-equip my simulacrum, lame. We're just gonna buy all this. Oh, we're gonna see, no, that's not him. I'm gonna say, is that Max? No, it's not. We're gonna see his dope as hell, his very, very cool, spinny ice princess, maybe. I don't know. Oh, you got Fenrir, Max. How and why? How have you gotten Fenrir? Oh, and I think you told, I don't know if you told me you got her actually. I don't know. Lone says, well, Grin, if you count my C6 and C4 Mona, then maybe. Other than that hell no base copy of character from it. Yeah, it's true. That Lone says, actually, Grin, ever since the introduction of Dendro, Hyperbloom, and Aggregate is the meta now. Bandit is not. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, yeah. I have an old data set that I'm working with. That's true. That's probably fair. Yeah, I can only imagine Sara with the coupling of Dendro has become even more crazy. That makes sense. I was incorrect. Come on. What's her name? No, this, yeah. They killed. Maybe we could do max level. God damn. But these enemies are garbage compared to the final one. Raid said he got her A1. Okay, when? Was it recently? I remember him saying he got someone, but again, Raid always pops in here and says like, I got this person, and I'm like, God damn. But I don't. Sometimes they merge together. Like, was this run or last run? And Raid, this is not. This might be a signal actually. You have a problem. but I have her at C3 now. Kek, of course. Kek. Oh shit. This. Raid might be a Persian prince. Okay. One of those ones that send you emails. Yeah, we could do harder because golly, it's either you or no, it's definitely goddamn goblin. 23 million. Hookatuh, disgust me, damn it. I will say I do like the person. I don't know how there was the person had like a wizard hat. That was a rough sentence. I'll be honest. I apologize. Woof. All right, stop. Open it. They still have not gotten the controls for this game even remotely playable, which is not good. But let's see what this is. Hopefully my video does not get content claimed, because I just grabbed. Maybe no, we'll do that's what we'll do. We'll do IGN. IGN has a good track record of not lighting you the fuck up for doing. I don't know why I'm swearing so much. I gotta stop. Okay, so this is the game. Now wanted me to see. Hurry up and load. All right. It looks neat. Is it like a free to? It looks kind of like a free to play game. So you start by running out of a roof. It's an FPS. Okay. We have things up here. It looks like we're not running on a high quality. Why did he put up a barrier? This is an IGN video. I'm not trying to come for you, IGN. Just saying. Anyways, why did the barrier happen? You bash in. Yeah, this kind of looks like a mixture of Siege and Valorant and more goofy. But yeah, I also like how it's like not cluttered. The way the enemies don't really have like just little fast bastards seems a little rough. Is that a fake person? Because wow, they're really not killing him fast. There's like a toxic guy. That's what I'm thinking of. Maybe it's more of a, we should throw into the mix of what this game is like. It's Apex Legends is what I'm getting also. That's why when I see the verticality and shit, that's what it seems like. It seems like Siege, Valorant, and Apex Legends. I'm sure all of that is wrong, but you know. A lot of abilities. Nub, in what world do you think I have the time to get to spend on this game and be this bad at it? This guy has 5 skills. This is a big map. There's like 50 characters. You probably need to know what they do. The gunplay looks a little rough, I'll be honest. It's just like the way when you shoot an enemy that they're just kind of fine. This looks like the game when people are like, man, I hate that Valorant has such a high time to kill. And then there's this. Because it looks like you gotta shoot a shit ton of bullets into a person. It looks cool though. I get why it's popping off, if it is. You collect, you can revive your teammates. Neat. Got cool cosmetics. Looks like a weird Mirror's Edge world. I like it. What do you guys think? I can run ice comp after this. I'm gonna head off. Good night, Bodie. I have her a C3K ice comp now. Lone says, "Goddamn, Raid, you monster!" Just popping off. No says it's because you're not watching the heavy. Okay. Do you want to send me gameplay of the heavy in chat? We'll click on that. Radiant says, needless to say, I've been waiting for Fenrir for a while. Oh, I see. So this is, I didn't even know that. I know you're waiting. I guess it makes sense. You have ice, electro comp maybe? Nub says, it's glorious. Or sorry, he can blow up walls and seal. Oh, shit. Dude, that was always something that I always wished that they would do again, which added so much. Like, instead of creating a game that's like, what do you call it? Creating a game that the whole basis is, oh, look how pretty this is, or look how complicated this map is. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite games is Red Fraction. Do you guys remember Red Fraction? It's like the game that like everything was breakable and destructible except for the ground. That's awesome. That was so good. You could like detonate a charge on a whole building and just pop a hole in it. It's awesome. And for whatever reason, they stopped that. And I'm like, why? Like a game like that looks good on PC today and has that intricate destructibility, I would take now, but no one does it. Instead, they're like, let's just make a very polished, you know, soulless game that it just looks good. I don't mean to be negative. Look like a generic third-person shooter. This one? Third person? You mean first person? That takes aspects of other games. Never played it, but I've seen this gameplay. I could see it for people who are starving, like people who've been playing a shit ton of Counter-Strike, people who've been playing a shit ton of Siege, Rainbow Six Siege, people who've been playing a shit ton of Valorant, etc. This seems like exactly what they would also like, or not also like. This is something like, oh, this is a nice change up of the pace. Yeah, and it looks different enough, to be honest, which is not often the case. They often look very similar, but this looks different enough to where I think I get it. Again, where it loses me on is that when you're shooting the enemies and they're like bullet spongy a little bit. And I know some people like that. That's probably why they're doing that, is because you have time to react. But yeah. But also when you're shooting an enemy, they're like so like they have no drag, no weight. So then like the enemy's just zipping around and it gets real clunky, I guess. But probably in practice it's better. You'll find your groove. But just on a service level, that's what I see. Nub has not sent me a link yet. I would assume he's like, no, that's fine. My bad. It's a first person. I see it. It's all good. All right, let's jump back in game. I'll just do this. And I'll do this. Then we'll jump back in. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to use a washroom, but I'll be right back. Well, I can't find what I'd like. Got it. So it's a shit show. Got it. I'm not a shit show in terms of like the game. I'm talking about like the acquisition of the moment that you're like, this moment feels like it was all worth it. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I just watch it back. Alrighty. Oh. Never played. Yeah, but I'm surprised that you've seen that game we played. I've never seen that at all. Usually I'm pretty plugged into the Pulse there. I wonder if it's just like just recent or if it's been out for a while. Yeah. Well, if Nev's playing, it's not probably in closed beta or something. I've lost my connection into the gaming sphere. Feels bad. That tea is so good. Man, that tea's been strong lately. Fucking shit. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, I might need to use the washroom. You know when you're using the washroom, number one, and you're kind of like, is that? Nah. Then you go about it and you're like, oh no. No, maybe maybe that was more than I thought. Okay. I don't know why, man. I've never been. I know some people like in friend groups talk about like, I don't know. I remember it always baffled me where people would like fart on each other. I'll kill you. That is how I feel. You know what I mean? Like as a person, I don't know. I've always seen that like stupid, like what they call it, toilet humor. That's something else. But man, I'm not about it. I'm way more in the I'll lose my shit. I'll black out. That's not okay. It's nasty. I don't know. Some people are like jokes. I'm like, I don't want your filth. Okay. Nub says yes and closed, but oh no shit. Okay, yeah. So that's why I haven't seen too much of it. Okay, it looks cool. I wouldn't mind seeing how like what do you call it? I'm subscribed to that congregation of people who always refer to their videos as like a try not to get demonetized challenge or like try not to be that whole thing. It's like a CS:GO people. Anyways, I always get that through them. The weird like competitive, but it's like not competitive at all. It's just like them playing a game that is like a co-op multiplayer FPS shooter, and it's worse. Do. Lone says, where they do that at where I'm from. That's how you get your ass kicked. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's also what I'm thinking, man. Yeah. But I don't know. Some people can they have a fun time with that humor, and I'm just like, I don't know how you don't get you don't feel attacked. Yeah, I mean, like it's like it's like spitting in someone's face a little bit. You know what I mean? But some people hearing that, they're like, "What are you talking about? It's not even close. Like you're not getting harmed. Like you're not harmed by getting spit in the face, but someone's spitting your nasty ass chemical pilot." Ugh. Maybe we're just uptight. You know, if that's the case, fine. I'm fine with that. This. Now, with that being said, the whole weird I don't know what to call it, but there's like this weird thing about like you're disgusting kind of thing, I don't think is fair either. Like, you know, if your friend's like, dude, I'm gonna shit my pants, I'm gonna walk over here, don't come over here for a little while, that's fine. That to me is like, no, the friend just like going through a body situation, etc. Same thing as like people are like, women have periods, ooh, gross. That's also stupid, you know what I mean? So I'm not in that camp, but I am in the camp of like, I appreciate you keeping it away from me because it is nasty. It's waste, nothing to do with it, you know? Lone says, I wish someone would try that. I'm gonna be giving out 2 ass whooping to that person. I don't know about that, man. I always worry big time when it comes to the conflict of like, what happens if you punch someone in the head and they like fall on the ground and crack the skull open, and now you go into prison and get diddled because you kill someone accidentally. I don't want that to happen. Now, I'm not some sort of giga crazy person that's gonna like judo chop someone and kill them in some stupid shit. No, but still. Also, I think most people do not know what violence and fighting actually is. Not to be that guy, but I think most people don't know. What I mean by that is like, I think people think of like MMA and like judo, which are all brilliant martial arts. Anyone who has the discipline and focus to maintain a physical exertive process it should be commended. Well done. But big but, the whole thing about again, like if you're gonna try to put someone in a chokehold and then his buddy comes up and boots you in the face, like that's life. That's life. That's violence. That's true violence. You know what I mean? If you're like, oh, I'm gonna chop this person in the neck with my foot because I got that good of flexibility, and then they pull a knife on you, or they just pick up, wait for it, a stick, and they smash you in the head with it. That's a leverage point. That's a problem. Human beings do not realize how absolutely frail they are. And yes. What is it called? Like, again, the only reason why men can walk it like at night and not be like dreading the existence is because men have stupid, dumb chemicals in their brain that tells them, hey, you're probably okay. You're not okay. You're probably not okay. Especially if you live in America. Probably not okay. Anyway, or more okay. Who knows? Depending on where you think about things. I still think the argument of like, okay, say you're gonna pull your gun on someone, you're gonna kill someone, now you're going to jail. Ugh. Anyways, who knows? Nub says the best way I can describe what is glorious was when payload was 2 floors above me, so I C4'd the first floor and then rocketed the second floor to drop it down to the floor my team was on. That's pretty cool. That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah, man. When you're telling me that story, Nub, I think that's awesome. But I also think, why the hell hasn't like people have been talking about how Battlefield is being stale for a while, and again, it's the thing that like I don't know why people don't. I don't want to say don't get it, but like don't just hey, what you're doing isn't working, so why not try to do something else, kind of thing. Like also, is there an event, Max, that we can do or nah? I don't know. But anyways, the whole point I was just trying to say is like again, for people who've been saying Battlefield has been getting tiresome, why not why not make it like amplify the destructive aspect of Battlefield rather than the like extraordinary high quality, everything looks immaculate, also lags like crazy, it's also hard to load into the map because you're respawning and shit. Why not amplify like this game's doing, reduce the extraordinary taxation on the game by having extraordinarily realistic graphics, and instead add more destructive ability, which it seems like what this game did. It seems like it just, well, not just that, but yeah. Grin saying I ain't a man because I am terrified walking at night. No, that's fine. If anything, I think you're a smart man. You're a smart man. Yeah, a person who just like, again, I think it's like this thing where people walk around being like, I am totally okay, and it's like, well, you think you're okay, but you're probably not that okay. Which is why, to me, oh, we don't get that. We don't get that. Also, that is quite the dress, Max. What an awesome looking character, man. Looks a little bit like Shang Ling's outfit, but with, you know, more something. Okay. Nub says, see, I told you. One says, yeah, I'm walking down this dark street. All the street lights are off, and it's 3 a.m. in total. Gotta be fine. It's gonna be fine. What do you call it? I don't know why, man, but my brain goes the other way. Like, if I'm having a hard time seeing, it's probably also concealing me, and then people are having a hard time seeing me as well. So it's like a weird predator thing of like, oh no, in dark, you're the one hiding in the bushes and the shadow and whatever. But that's also how I used to get over my fear of the darkness. So how I got over the fear of the dark when I was young was I just thought of what if there were monsters working for me and protecting me against the bullshit that exists within underneath my bed or some shit, or in the dark hallway, or the dark basement or stairs. Like, my demons and monsters are gonna eat you alive. Kind of other monsters, okay. And then I felt at peace. I felt at peace in the dark. I was a weird kid. I might have been a weird kid. Love Halloween. Maybe that's why. Who knows? But Nub says, Grin saying, I ate a man because I am terrified of walking at night. No, absolutely. Oh, it was Nub who said that, not Lone. Sorry, Nub who said that. Okay. Absolutely not. Smart man. Nub says, the devs are the old Battlefield devs? No shit. Okay, good. Yeah, man. That seems like what that is. Because that looks like a really, like, clever game. You know what I mean? The fact that it has, like, it seems like it paid attention to what Valorant and Apex Legends doing with classes. And like actually making it worth playing different classes, and then also adding destructibility instead of crazy next-gen graphics. Also, I don't know why, with every game being so detailed and like so dirty and like old war and like tanks and dirt and rain and all these things, it just seems like there's a lot of like stuff I just don't care about. Whereas in like Valorant or something like that, where they kind of have like a weird minimalist design, I think that's pretty fire. Let's see. I don't even know where the event tab is. Is it this? Yes. There's gotta be an event. Just something. Something? Anything? Nothing? There's a story quest. Hide and seek. Let's go play hide and seek, Max. Max. Let's go play hide and seek. I don't know how this works. There is a map where you can break a bridge, forcing the team to go the long way, or use a zip line. That's awesome. The maps also look big. Was that right, Nub? Like you're fighting in the skylines? Oh god. Concealed operative. I'm a hide, I guess. I don't know how to play, but I'm going to hide, I guess. I don't know how to play. I didn't read it. I was impatient. I guess you can like punch somebody? I don't know how this goes, but oh, you can switch and become furniture, which is cute. Okay, well that was my ability. Sure. This is... No, it's not gonna work. Sure, I'll do this. Sure, we'll do that. Probably not good enough, but we'll run it. Hey, Max, don't look at... Max on my team. Max is, I think, on my team. Are there that many, like, seekers? I don't know. Okay, no, one's binoculars, and the other icon's an eye. That's not helpful at all. The maps are actually quite small. Really? The fact that they're, like, blowing up and, like, riptide and going about all that other stuff. I guess not every class has mobility, though, right? Or those weird jump pads. Huh. Dude, it'd be awesome if that game popped off. There's just kind of like a story of like, because again, I'm a big fan of when like, I guess disruption happens. I guess like even if it's like if you don't disrupt yourself. What I mean by that is like if you don't analyze what you're doing and what was successful about you, and then actually force yourself to change and become different and unique again and stand out, then you just keep reiterating the same thing. And I guess it makes sense. Like, this is why Genshin never changed, I think, is also because it makes more money to just stay the same and to keep printing money, you know, rather than, and instead they were just like, we'll just make another game and then do all the things we want to do there, you know. It's a unique experience, or it's unique enough, as long as they don't fuck it up at launch. Yeah, maybe, man. There's always that, like, comes with the territory of games at this point where it's just like it's a nightmare hell launch. Things are usually buggy, unoptimized, bleh, you know. But maybe this game's different. Seemed looked stable enough when I was watching it. Lone says, also, Green, remember when I was talking about the Reborn as a vending machine anime? Yes, a little bit. I remember you talking about it. I remember reading. I just don't know who said what. But I guess that was you. I did some more research, and apparently it's supposedly it's supposed to air July of this year, and has 3 volumes of novels. Wow. Huh. And did you ever find out on, like, what is the overall, like, plot of it besides I'm a vending machine? Is it like a comedy, so there is no plot, it's just you're a vending machine? Or is it like, oh, this vending machine it takes care of heroes, so it just, like, teleports everywhere and, like, giving food to people? What the fuck is it? I don't know. Does it become like a sentient AI robot, hot waifu, whatever, and then give food to people? I don't know. Is it like Clara, who has, like, infinite capacity to make anything she wants from Welcome Demon School America? I don't know. But I'll tit for tat you alone. I haven't watched an anime about it yet, but there's this manhwa that I read, which it was so peaceful and just nice. It was a story that, when I tell you the premise, it's basically gonna be a version of Harry Potter, but it's done in a kind of a grown-up, you know, like how I was talking about it, but like the realist hero has, like, philosophy built into its perspective of how it sees the world, and kind of shows the audience with storytelling why you might ought to think this way, I guess. And that's kind of like the overall undertone of it. Also, how long does this go on for? Searching phase is 17 minutes. Golly. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, sorry. I completely lost it, actually. I've fucking never blacked out that hard. What did I just say? Also, okay, we all got a lot of money. Nice. If you can do, a lot of money, even if you don't. Not bad. Let's back out. What was I saying? Some bullshit. I can't think. It was some sort of thing about this anime I was watching. Oh, no, sorry, that's what it was. So in the realist hero, there's like a philosophy undertone to it, which I actually adore. I enjoy that a lot. It's gonna be a comedy anime. Okay. But this anime this manhwa that I read, the premise is it's basically like this boy, or there's a huntsman and his wife in the forest. They can't have children. They find a kid kind of dropped in their lap. He has blonde hair, blue eyes. He then shows like an incredible proclivity towards magic, essentially, and like just incredibly intelligent. Then, through a lot of events, he figures out what he needs to do in terms of like how he can start to see with mana range, or mana vision is what it's called. And it's basically like hyper meditation, where you can feel and taste. How do they describe it? It's actually kind of cool. It's like you can taste what you see, you can hear what you feel, and you can feel what you see. Or I don't know, it's a weird thing where it's like this ultra, like, you have to disintegrate yourself, and then when that's done, you're basically the universe or the world. It's like kind of crazy, but I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Magic, crazy. A lot. Anyways, the short of it is he's a peasant. He goes to work at a library for a noble. He makes friends with like the noble's crazy son. They become friends. Long story short, he ends up in a magic academy, and he's like still a commoner, and people treat commoners like shit in this story. But it's cool. Just there's like these moments of them like going into like him learning how to use his mana zone, and how the fact that his mana zone's cracked, and they keep making like jokes of like he must have spent his whole life like as a monk in a mountain to have this level of a mana zone, which is like this giant vision sonar effect. But the reality was him. He kind of was like he was the huntsman's son, so like our wood chopper's son. So he was in the mountains his whole life, basically just bored out of his mind, chopping down trees and thinking about this mana zone and building it up over time. But it just does such a good job in this anime about like him going to this magical school of nobles and like flexing on people, but not in a way that's like, oh my god, I'm so overpowered, but in such a way that's like, no, the guy's intelligent. They just like squeeze in these like philosophy tidbits of like, I don't know I'm butchering it, but it's like fear of death is based on the future. So if I anchored myself in this present moment, even a dumb or even any man could walk off a cliff. So the idea of what will happen when you do something is what anchors you in fear, this fear of the future. So by anchoring yourself in this specific moment, shutting off your brain, even any man could walk off a cliff. And there's like this cool moment where they do it in his brain, where he's literally looking at a cliff and he starts to walk right off the cliff, but then of course they pan it upwards, and every time he walks there's like this puddle of light, like blue light that trickles outwards, almost like he's walking on this psychotic thing. And the reason why they have that is because he ends up fighting the son of this important family, and they become friends because he ends up winning. But anyways, it's a very fun show. It's very reminiscent of like Harry Potter done better, I guess. Also, let's do more hide and seek. Sorry, Max. This and then hide and seek. Go. If you want, I can send you some visuals of it. Yeah, hell yeah, hit me with some of those visuals in Discord. Well, look at this vending machine anime. Best coffee of my life. I would like to be concealed, not seeked. I think you probably can theoretically get more points if you are using, or sorry, if you're seeking. I could see that being the general vibe. Also, don't break what's not fixed. What? Don't fix what's not broken. I don't know what we were using last time, but it was something that could conceal itself almost completely, which is I think this. Also, Grin, remember when I was talking about the vending machine? So what I got from this cover art, this girl is logging around a vending machine on her back, and they just wonder. They what? My brain's starting to melt. They just wander dungeons. Okay, so there's like a girl and her friend vending machine. So there's like a dual isekai maybe. But I can only imagine how this concept of this series can be. I just see the author like, I need an idea. What about an isekai? But isekai are a dime a dozen. How about we make it stand out? She's a vending machine. A vending machine. I'm gonna get got. I'm most definitely gonna get got. He looked right at me. Was it Max who was being seen? No, he's not. Max is staying in there, holding true. If I made the main, I got. I didn't get got. I'm gonna get got. There's so much time in the searching phase. Holy shit. But this is a good idea though. The last longest to be got. Don't look at me. That sucks. Even the fucking one guys can. That's stupid. Sorry, maybe that didn't happen. Speed boost, concealed virus. So wait, so can people go and hunt you? Because that's what that felt like. So like, does everyone just beat each? That sucks. I'm not sure if I got or if someone else got for me. Yeah, no, you almost, it seems like you make it harder. That's stupid. So we become, I don't know. Maybe there was a lot of like seekers? I don't know. Weird. Feels like almost people got, like they could choose to make it harder for you. I don't know. Little lame. I sent some visuals. Let's look. Maybe we can help our allies. Maybe that's what that is. If it's not, then what the fuck? All right, let's go full face cam. Pop. Sorry. And then. Oh, all right. Let's look. Okay, she looks. That's cute. Hella cute character. God damn, it's 2p, 220p. Let's look. I get ahead of this. It's very small text, but she looks cute. She's hugging a thing. 500 kilos. Okay, so she's a tough girl. That's the goal of it. That's the whole thing. These are very small images, but you know. Back to full face cam. Very neat. I like the character design. Blonde girl, look cute, nice, short hair, ponytail, always good, you know. Also, apparently someone's commenting on the hub channel. Oh, there was a closed beta for Star or something? Okay. Did we do it? We did it. Max. So it looks like she stumbles upon like an adventurer who's like giga strong, and she's just like, fuck it, I guess I'll like literally carry around a whole ass vending machine. But okay. All right. Choices were made. I don't know if we can make sense of it. It looks funny. It looks cute. I'll watch probably. It'll be on the list. The endlessly long list. Raina says, bruh, they took so long to find me. Not me, Max. They found me immediately, all right? So fast. Oh. Do. Alone says, also, I saw Tomo-chan is a girl anime clip and GRINN. I feel like this might be an anime for no, oh, absolutely. Oh no, it's already on that's on like high list. I love the tomboy trope a lot. Like a maybe gay kind of, you know what I mean, that much. Okay. I like it a lot. I think it's great. And I've been watching clips from that for a while, and it seems like a fun one. It seems like a good, goofy, fun show. Also, they made her like awesome, you know, which so many times in storytelling, they're like, if there is a female character with like a proclivity towards male tendencies, they're just the worst fucking male tendencies ever. Like, I'm angry as hell, I'm unreasonable, I'm just a douche, you know what I mean? And you're like, god damn, like fucking stop. Like, jeez. Instead of being like, well, what if this was just a good time? What if actually they were just very respectful, fun, tough as nails, innate strength, whatever you want, that kind of thing. Why can't I get my box? I'm getting a plant. It's not getting me my thing I need. I feel like this is not a good space to be. Okay, well, apparently someone's scanning. This is about the best we got. All right, ain't good. Got it immediately. Rainid says they ran past me so many times. Yeah, I got ran by a couple of times, but they always came for me. That damn sonar, man. shit. Back in my day, you just had to be clever about where people were. You couldn't be like, hey, they're over here in this vicinity. You know what I mean? God damn them. Well, it says, and I checked, and the dub is only episode 2. Am I about to get got? I might be about to get got. And the dub is... I feel like this might be the anime I use. I thought the... Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. You're saying there's 2 more episodes for the dub to finish. Yeah, no. I've been monitoring it, buddy. I've been... There's a moment, like, to give you clarity of why this character is awesome. In fact, I think the thing that's going to be the most angry part of it is that there's a dude archetype in the game, like the main husbando, I guess, for the girl. He's probably going to be the one we're going to hate because it's like, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. But anyways, one of the clips I seen was awesome. It showed like her as a kid, and she like just like a gorilla, she just like pulls herself up from the fence and just sees like a kid playing Game Boy, this boy playing a Game Boy. So she jumps over the fence. She's like, hey, my name's whatever. And she's just kind of like hyperactive as hell. And what do you call it? He's trying to talk to her. She's just like super, I can't describe it besides proactive, like just super energized, interested, just having fun kind of thing. Anyways, she ends up like asking to play the Game Boy, and she's like, just be careful with the buttons. Oh shit. What happened? Did everyone get got but me? Do they see me? What does that sizzle mean? I don't know. Anyways, apparently, no, I didn't. There's still a lot of people alive. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, she ends up like playing on his Game Boy, and she ends up breaking it, and then he like lashes out and he punches her. And they're like kids, by the way, like 5 or 6. So he punches her. She gets knocked down. She gets back up and she's like, yeah, it's wrong. I broke your thing. That makes sense. Hit me again. Like she's just completely like, that makes sense. If you did that to my stuff, I'd be mad too, and I'd punch you as well. So it's only fair for you to hit me now. And it's just like, and he's like, nah, I'm good. You might be a freak. But it was just like a charming moment of like, you never see a person do that. Of like, no, what I did was not right. Okay. Alone says he looks so dense, dude. Also, it's just like, you know, yeah. Alone says Tomocha, she's so adorable and just seems like a dude. She seems great. Again, she seems like just every time we see Tomboy, they're just tsunderes in disguise. All right, they're just tsunderes in disguise. Horrible people. Okay, horrible people. And they're bad. They can't communicate at all. It's all that. This is an example where it's like, no. A good person that just so happens to have, maybe if you wanted to say male tendencies, whatever, then there, or tropes, you could say, and bang, and bang, bang, bang. I can't wait to watch. It looks good. There's so many though to watch, man. There's also a funny one that my brother, who like is not normally into comedy anime, was telling me about, which is like the isekai with a repairman, but it's really like a crazy threaded story with like 5 different types of characters all converging within 6 different plot threads that kind of come together and matter. But he was saying it was funny, and also it worries me because I enjoy shows that are funny like Konosuba, etc. But he didn't, so I'm not sure if we just don't have the same humor. So I'm kind of like, I'm not sure if it's reassuring or not that he says it's funny, but I think it's funny. I also saw that this clip. It was her talking to one of her female friends, talking about how when they were little, she always played with the boys, and when she asks to play house or with dolls, she said no. Yeah, who wants to fucking play with dolls and play house? I mean, yeah. That's actually not true. I play with the action figures. You know what I'm saying? Action figures, not Barbies. That's growth, all right? But, you know, who is not going to turn out what? Give me these. All these. Don't look at me. Boom. Done. Is there anything else here?
No.
Spend a lot of money to get access to other things. 6,000 tokens in total. How much? Oh, no, we do. Yeah, we have a limitation. 7,000 we can attain right now. It's going away in 8 days? We'll grind this out. Probably not. I don't know, man. Again, I do like this game a lot, but I think it will be our cradle, which is to say, we're gonna play it when we play it. It's not probably gonna be a game that I'm gonna log in every day to get the rewards. Even though I like this game a lot. Like if things popped off with Tower Fantasy, we were getting like a great community going. Everyone was playing it. We were kind of the headpiece of talking about updates, news, gaming videos, all that stuff. I would, but yeah, we're not. So, and also I kind of enjoy just the end result of VR content quite a bit. But also we'll see if that's just a dead horse. It's not gonna ever be resurrected, but hopefully it does. Lone says, I saw the the clip of it saying the Bari thing. Yeah. There was another one that I seen about the show, which it talked about the side characters, where like, again, you're only watching like clips on Crunchyroll dubs, which is like these little kind of tiny sparks that show you like this thing of the story. But one of those things was like there's this girl who's like always poppy and very happy. She's like a blonde, and she has kind of like a hollow. Almost like as if she's wearing a mask of a really kind, happy person all the time. So she's just like that kind of still weird, soulless, but like yet happy and jolly all the time. Anyways, there's a moment in the show where people were like, "Oh my God, she is not to be fucked with," because what do you call it? It was someone like, I don't know. It was edgy as hell, but I read it in the comments. And I thought it was a neat sentiment, which is, what was it? It was someone saying, in regards to this like fun, goofy comedy anime, there was something to the effect of, I don't fear bad men. I don't fear the rage of bad men. I fear the rage of good men, or something akin to that, which is the akin of like, if you're a good person, and they're mad, or they're judged, or if you're a peaceful person, if you're a at peace person, if you're not a person who wants to see conflict, when you see that person get mad, when you see that person have enough, when you see that person take a stand, be evil, then that means there probably was a reason for them being evil, and etc. And something to that effect. But I don't know. It's a fucking, again, people pop off in anime. You get edgy, edgy people all around with anime. But it was a fun little sentiment. Lone says, I hope it pops off, Grim. You've been working so hard. Oh, with that one? Nah, I don't think I've been working that hard. I don't think I've been playing smart, to be honest. I've been kind of just, again, I don't think I've known, in order for you to, I think, do well in life, I think you ultimately need to know, not that's too much, but like, I think in order, the reason why I stopped is because there's plenty of things that can hold you back in life. I don't think it's fair to say that any of those things have applied to me, any sort of limitations or anything like that. I don't think that's fair. People have given a far worse set of cards than me, etc. But I do think to know yourself is probably a good foundation to build off of, and to know that like I do better when I invest fully into something and not a little bit of everything, which is kind of where we've been for a couple years here. Kind of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Things have gotten kind of spread out, and I've become kind of disconnected in a sense. I haven't been able to like really make good advancements. So I know that I do well when I fully commit myself, etc. And yeah, I think it's funny, man. A couple weeks ago, one of the things I said to myself basically is I thought back of like, okay, well, when was the time in which we succeeded the absolute most on YouTube? By the way, we're winding down, just to let you know, Max. When was the time I succeeded the most on YouTube? Not to be like success driven or anything like that, or like some egotistical thing. I don't understand that can get bad, but yeah. But I remembered it was right around the Wonderlands time, and it was funny because I just had finished that book, Disrupt You. And again, I adore the YouTube formula. That book I read about like all the intricacies of YouTube, how you should think about things, all that stuff was great. But I remember there was something about this book, and maybe that correlated with it. And I definitely think it was that book that did a lot, because a lot of it is basically like creating a plan for the future in which you can always go back to and always realize that there's always something that you can do that will get you closer to what you want. Again, we talked about it with the art thing, but like if you wanted to get better at drawing, you would determine all the variables that contribute to you being able to draw well. Then you would find out actual actionable tasks that you could do every day, every month, every whatever, to improve in that skill, consolidating that and becoming better. But if you never know what to do, then you'll never know what to do next, I guess. Anyways, but one of the things that book talks about is to like what I did in the heyday of Wonderland. I remember we were playing Elden Ring, and I was really enjoying that. I was getting really creative because I was using the idea breakdown, which is to create a zombie idea. Which the idea was basically to think of any idea you have, any drawings you have, any concept, any video, any stream idea, whatever it could be, and then you basically try to destroy it as much as you possibly can, and then resurrect it, destroy it, resurrect it, destroy it, resurrect it, until you have an idea that can kind of make, like ride out the wave, essentially, to make it to the end. So that's what I started doing about a lot of the Wonderlands. Wonderland was the next game along the horizon, so I thought, fuck it, let me try to do this with Wonderlands. So then a month in advance, I started mapping out what we would do, basically. I went and did research about all the most successful channels in Borderlands at the time. I went out and seen what they did. I went and seen what kind of content the community at that time was really enjoying, and then I tried to basically make a better idea. So I tried to make a better build. I made a build which attained the most amount of value that I could think of. I gave them spells, I gave them a download, I gave them a tutorial, I gave voiceover, I added all the editing tricks I could, and then I made it, I uploaded it, and I plopped it out there. And it worked. It worked really well. For those guys who just want to gauge of how crazy this month was for me, was that I just like on average, maybe from YouTube, I make like $90, and for just clarity, on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, I just passed 7 million views. Now, granted, I've been on YouTube for like 10 years, so it's not that crazy, but still, 7 million views. Most weeks I get like $90, something like that, Canadian dollars. Around there, because we're not able to specifically tell you how much, and it does vary a little bit. But anyways, that week for Wonderlands, I made $1,000 that month, which is an extraordinarily high jump for me. From like living on basically nothing, basically from like, oh, you have like a half a month, just like a ton, like a whole year, basically, a year and some change worth of income, was like, oh, that's crazy. But how I kind of started to fall apart as my engine started to break, as my plans started to break, was I had this sense of like I needed to capture value. So like your video does well, and you're kind of like, how do I keep the ball rolling? And I started doing this and started doing that, and I kind of was rigid about this, and you basically start to fall apart, not knowing that it's like it's okay to take a step back and plan again, to make something that's good enough again. Especially if it's a format that you can do again and again and again, which is why, to me, I really like the idea that we got for Bone Lab, which is just give a ton of love to mod authors who are paving the way for content, and if Bone Lab continues to get updates, there's going to continue to be good art and good mods there. Quick update to showcase the best things, also utilizing a pattern I've seen within the entirety of the pattern I noticed when it comes to like really popular VR videos was the fact that mods just make for a really good thumbnail. So like, again, if you see Spider-Man choke holding Five Nights at Freddy's Robot Man, there's so much confusion and interest built up by like, how are these two icons being clashed together? What is that about? What's going on? So then you look at the title and maybe it says something like Bone Lab with 200 mods. So you're like, what the hell does that look like? I like Bone Lab. I wonder what that looks like. So most people will click that video. Anyways, so I just like that format because I think it's replicatable, I guess. But anyways, the point is that I went back this month to that book, that Disrupt You book, and I've been rereading it, rewatching it, and I was like, oh, this was probably a big reason why. Like, don't get me wrong, the YouTube book is great. It helped a lot with understanding and the lens of what you should look at and what matters. It's like almost like, again, if you were to take steps back and say, I want to make successful content on YouTube, let me take steps back and move forward, you know? But what do you call it? Ultimately, Wonderland, for multiple reasons, I feel like, what do you call it? Again, I dropped the ball because I didn't know how to handle, I didn't know how to capture the opportunity that my plan generated, basically. We made a good build, but then I didn't really have a plan to make more good builds. So then why even make the video if you get, it was a bad go of it. But I want, and this is my kind of thing where I'm at right now, just to give you guys some clarity, I would love to do that with Dead Island, but I do also want to like nail and cement and like sink in the lessons in the book that I'm reading. This Disrupt You is what it's called. You know what's crazy also? That guy is a billionaire who wrote the book, and he commented on my video of me reviewing his book. And I shit you not, I went back to his Twitter, his official Twitter, which linked back to his official YouTube, I don't know if it's official, but it is the YouTube that he links into his Twitter profile and stuff like that. And it was him. And I was like, what? So thanks so much. Appreciate it. It was crazy to me. Again, it was crazy that like a billionaire who's like, it's a tremendous value book, but I thought that was crazy to me. Again, I triple checked if this was real, and it was. Anyways. But yeah, the point was that I this book is the one thing I'm trying to learn right now, and I think it's valuable. Again, it also could just be that like, no, because again, I was a little too cocky at the time. I remember like talking to you guys about like Wonderland and be like, no, I made this shit happen, which was true. I did my research. I knew what to do. I knew why I do it as well. But then the problem is like, what happens when you're playing? When you get to the end stage of your plan, and you're like, now what? Oh shit, it's starting to slip away from me. Things are starting to decline. Oh fuck, oh no. I did good on some cases. I did like how to install mods, how to scale up weapons and shit. I did that, so people like knew how to do what. But yeah, it was ultimately one of those times where it's like, well, you step back again, you make more value, you come up with something fun to do, you come up with something that's interesting to watch. It's not as complicated as you might think, but it is also a lot more work than you think. Which is fun. But anyways, I could talk about this forever, YouTube stuff, but yeah. Well, I'm just going on for what you've been telling me. Yeah. I always worry that like sometimes me just rambling about like studying and stuff like that could feel hollow. Because again, I realize that like it sometimes could be perceived as like is what you're doing matter at all? Like you're not like, I haven't been able to see this growth happen, you know what I mean? Like, and again, I understand that may be a thing. Like, well, I haven't noticed your thumbnails get better, or like I haven't noticed you apply what you're talking about. So like, and also your videos aren't getting more views; they're going down. It's like, well, yeah, because I'm learning right now. And again, it's like the knowledge of realizing, okay, how do you? I don't want that to happen again. Or like you finally make something connect because you thought of a plan that would connect. And then you're kind of like stuck in this like, well, what do I do now? And you're kind of fumbling. I don't like that uneasiness. And I'm thankful that now I'm starting to feel like I'm a little bit better off in terms of knowing what to do when you had that instance happen, which is just to keep making good videos. It sounds funny because that's what like the Mr. Beastification of everything happens, which is just make good videos. But how to do that is difficult to realize and all that. But yeah. Owen says, well, I'm just... tell me, okie dokie, thanks for having me. Also, thank you so much for carrying me, Raid. Appreciate you. I was going to go drink anyway. Lone says, too bad Wonderland didn't have the lasting power we thought it had. I honestly don't know if it was Wonderland, man. I honestly don't think... Again, I was in such a place where I didn't know how to make ideas. I didn't know how to... There's something called idea generation, basically. But I didn't know how to, like... Again, I was overwhelmed by the fact that it was working. I didn't want to lose the thing I had, which is the fact that those videos were doing really well, and I was like, I need to replicate that instead of realizing more fun ideas to do that people would also be interested in. You know what I mean? I wasn't doing that. I was kind of trying to not let it slip out of my hands, not realizing that it was kind of dwindling by the fact that I wasn't reaching for another rope, I guess you could call it. Wonderland had potential. Yeah, man, it did. I will say Wonderland was a game that I think a lot of people dropped off of just because there wasn't a lot there. Also, again, it helped that there wasn't a lot of people in Wonderlands. Like that's something that I could make a great plan for Dead Island too. A great strategy, a great understanding of the community, only for it to be covered by 16 people. And I'm like, fuck. Or only for it to not ever be updated ever again. Only for it to not have any support at all. So then you're kind of working with something that's already aging. That could always happen. There are variables of like demand, which there was not a lot of demand, there was not a lot of content generation in the Wonderland space. So my videos stood above and we got like kind of really propelled because of the fact that there was nobody satisfying the people who wanted Wonderland content besides like 3. And even then they went away in the first weeks and then I just stuck around and yeah. Lone says, I remember when I made a joke about you just having a farm all your gear again when they add floor 75. Then a month later they skipped to 75 and went to 100 and you still had to farm all your gear again. Yeah, Wonderlands to me is is almost so bad that if it did have a sequel, I'd feel nothing. Like, I would still probably want to play it for just like one playthrough, but I would feel no ambition in terms of its potential. Like, again, Wonderlands 1, I thought it had so much potential. Like, everyone did. Even Radiant said it had potential. But it's just the fact that they fumbled that potential so badly that to me, I don't feel anything. Like, I still think it'd be a fun playthrough for Wonderlands 2, but whatever they do, I'll feel empty about a lot of what that is, unless they like knock it out of the park. But even then, I'm kind of like always going to be jaded about the fact that, like, well, why would you? Again, there was so much shit that they did where, like, the leveling stuff didn't make sense. The overpriced headhunter like mirror packs, yeah. Is it a failure from? Is it a failure from success situation? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Kind of. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it was almost like you're trying not to lose what you had. Like, again, like the idea that, oh, I made something work. Let me try to keep making that same thing work without me knowing, like, again, you can do that again. Again, having a format is awesome. I didn't have that at the time. I just knew that stack value was my only thing going off. I didn't know, like, what is a build video in its entirety and what can I do to make that even better? Like, okay, build video, you need to aggregate an interesting perspective of the thing. Do I need to do that? No, I actually don't. I don't need to be the guy who comes up with the build. What if I found a build on Nexus, a build on Reddit, a build on whatever? I consolidate those pieces together, and then I basically, or even I just take a content creator's build and I add something on top of it, and then I showcase and I lead people back to that content creator's build and highlight the hell out of it. That would streamline my process of having to actually build the build and actually not make me have to rip my hair out trying to come up with all these math numbers, which I'm not good at. I'm much better at making something that people will click on and also making something that people will be engaged by for long, or at least that's a skill set that I want to build. So then I could just get that, and then I could also add something on top. I could add a weapon, some shields, some mods. I also know how to use the save editor thing, which I didn't know how to do at the launch of the game. That only came after. And I could give people more access to different weapons that work with the build, and then give that to my community. That's a format that I could do and replicate, rather than the overwhelming difficulty of, like, making a build requires you to play a lot of the game, requires you to do a lot of math, and yeah. Whereas beforehand, I was just like, stack value. So my plan wasn't bulletproof. It was just good. It knew what the end result needed to be, and I attained that. But to replicate that was difficult. That's why formats help. Again, that's why, like, the Bone Lab idea is at peace with me. It's nice. It's replicatable. It's something I think people would like and click on. And if you like Bone Labs, you probably will like the showcase of the skins, weapons, and etc. You know. But I'm curious how I'm going to consolidate my plan when it comes to Dead Island 2. We'll see. Hopefully it works out. Not that well. Lone says, I got out at the start, never made it to the original top floor. I enjoyed talking to you about this stuff. It helps me with my yeah. What do you call it, Lone? One of the things that to me helps me. I was working out this morning, and I was listening to my audiobook. It's like I listen to the audiobook when I work out, Disrupt You book, and then I listen to it again. I also have the book page on a wall. I copy the notes I want to keep. I paste them into a Google document, and then I highlight the things I need to know. So I go over it like 5 times. That's what I mean when I say, like, sink in and understand the variables in which I can apply that to. Anyways, but one of the things that the book said, which I thought was cool, I hope I don't fuck this up, was you'll never know how close you were if you give up now. And I really like the way that sounded, or even just was. You'll never know how close you were if you give up now. Which makes you kind of feel like, and again, people say, like, don't stop, do it, don't let your dreams be dreams. People have all these things that sink in, but, like, words that always made me feel awesome, wonderful, like something like this was right, was words that maybe were a little edgy. Like, one of them is, no one is coming to save you. Always loved that. To me, it makes you feel like you need to get up, you need to figure something out, you need to do it, because ultimately nothing's happening, nothing's coming. You can't, again, same thing as Mob Psycho we talked about recently, which is seeking change versus letting change come to you. That's makes you realize, well, no change is coming to you. And if it is, it may not be good. So you need to go seek change. You need to get good at seeking change. You need to get good at seeking help or improvement or figuring it out. And that idea of you'll never know how close you were if you quit now is like, are you on the precipice of the thing that you desire the most? And that is something that to me makes me want to keep going. Because
How about some music?
but yeah, especially if you're like me, who's like 10 years in, But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's probably where we're going to wind down for the day. Thank you kindly for your time. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate you letting me ramble at the end here. Always helps me calcify things in my head and recount what I'm learning and sink in the importance of what I'm learning when I say it aloud. Appreciate you. I got started at the top floor. Enjoyed you were Icarus in this situation, but like a phoenix, you will rise from the ashes. Hopefully. Again, I still need. It's just about learning. It's like, to me, I don't have any doubt that I could get to the point where I could be the thing that I need to be. It's just a question of the time it will take to get there, which is quite a bit. And the effort it will take to get there is quite a bit, but we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you kindly for hanging out with me. Thank you, Ray Nate, and thank you, Lone, as always. Hopefully I can see you guys again tomorrow at twitch.tv, right? Because it's Friday? Yes, twitch.tv tomorrow. We have plenty to talk about. Can't wait to see you guys there, and goodbye.